Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for Monday, May 27th, 2024 for the lower 48. Happy Memorial Day. We're going to look at the current watches and warnings across the country. We have two prominent warnings right now, two tornado warnings that are going to be expiring in the next 10 to 11 minutes. The first one is for Pennsylvania. It's up in Schuylkill County here, in the just north of the Lehigh Valley here. This tornado warning, as a tornado has been observed here in this county, Schuylkill County here. So if you're in that area, you want to take cover, take shelter immediately here. Hail is coming around, falling around that area here, and you can see a pretty intense cell here. Damaging tornado, emergency management confirmed tornado. So you can see it be near Tamaqua, Coaldale, and Hometown, Pennsylvania around 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Trenton and Mary D will also be affected from this. Interstate 81, if you're coming from mile markers 131 to 132 to 138, please be advised, tornado is on the ground observed in that area there from Hometown to Tamaqua, just to the northeast of Tuscarora on I-81 there, coming through Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania. There is a tornado on the ground. And let's check out the velocity index here, couplet product, and you can see the ins and outs there. The reds away, greens toward inbound there. You can see a couplet there in the storm relative velocity there. Right there, you can see they're touching kind of a broad rotation there between Coaldale and Lansford, but it is there, it is rotating, and that's what we have going on there. So with respect to the reflectivity there, and you can see a big hell core as well as a little bit of a hook there, inflow notch there. So now we also have a tornado warning expiring in 10 minutes in Maryland. This for Anne Arundel and Howard County, Maryland here, just to the west of Fort Meade, Maryland, and Maryland City. So if you come along 198, Maryland State Highway 198, be very careful there. There is a tornado warning that's in effect, radar indicated. Tornadic thunderstorm prompted the warning, which has moved out of the warned area. The warning has been canceled, but tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And we can see it has produced some 3/4 inch hail, though. That's still going on. Storm relative velocity on that. You can see broad rotation once again here, but they are touching there. There is somewhat of a couplet there, broad rotation here. Looks like mostly straight line winds right now, from Fort Meade to Maryland City back toward Laurel, Maryland, and South Laurel. So be very careful there in that area. There is some rotation there, and this tornadic thunderstorm expires in 8 minutes, though. So we also have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect all along the D.C. area. So 495, the Beltways, and 695 in Baltimore and in Maryland. If you're in Wheaton, Montgomery County, Wheaton, White Oak, coming through 495, the Beltway toward 95 up toward Calverton. The severe thunderstorm warnings continue for hail, 60-mile-an-hour gusts for these straight line winds that are pushing in this area here. As you can see on the relative velocity here. Reflectivity, once again, heavy storms from Silver Spring to Comer Park, up once again through Highlandale, White Oak, Calverton, Colesville, Maryland. All of this area has been warned here for this line of storms here as I zoom out here. That's pushing out here as it begins to bow echo out this outflow boundary out here from Odenton in Anne Arundel County out toward the Bay area here, the Bay Bridge. So be careful if you're going to know any friends or family heading to the Bay Bridge in the next 30 minutes here by 9 o'clock. This storm will be pushing over the Bay Bridge, US 50 to 301 over toward the eastern shore. And in DC we have this area here that's pushing through Centerville, Fairfax County, Manassas, the Occoquan, Lake Ridge, down towards 95. Be very careful in that area too. So there's all these severe thunderstorm warnings down south we have as well. And these storms here from heavy cells here are coming into. These are heavy cells that are coming into these areas here. This one here is just south of Montgomery here, Alabama here, heading toward Union Springs. Hail, once again, most of these storms are hail, 3/4 inch hail size here with a lot of these cells here. As I zoom out here, you can see here, just south of Macon here in Tifton, Georgia, and southern Georgia, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings down here for 1/2 inch hail, and these storms continue to track off to the east at 12 knots. If you're in that area, so if you're coming along I-75 between Adel, Valdosta, Lake Park, be very careful. These cells are firing up. Hira, Georgia, those areas east of I-75, Fitzgerald, Tifton. There's a flash flood warning in effect for Ben Hill County, Berrien County. Once again, those areas, Tift County, Turner County. Flash flood warning caused by thunderstorm. Rainfall rates are very high, 1 to 2 inches an hour out that area here. Now these cells continue to pop up. It's kind of scattered in nature, popcorn in nature here, but these are severe thunderstorm warnings that continue in the south from southeastern corner of Alabama. So if you're heading towards 231 up through Dothan, Troy, Enterprise, be very careful. And also in Albany, heading east on I-75 or US 84 there through Donaldsonville and heading over toward I-75 toward Tifton, once again Lake Park, Adel, Hira, Berrien County, and those areas in Georgia, central Georgia. And Atlanta area has been seeing a lot of storms too. So south of Atlanta on I-85 towards Noonan, Peachtree City, South Fulton, Villa Rica on I-20. Be very careful. These popcorn storms can produce some gusty winds and of course hail. And then we have our special marine warnings, and that's out toward the Mid-Atlantic Bay Area storms I was just showing you here, one for as it crosses the Bay Bridge here in just about 30 minutes. Here you can see the leading edge there coming through Crofton, Gambrels, Odenton, Maryland there, as those storms have been warned for a severe thunderstorm warning there as well. So that's what we have going on there. Now looking at the National Weather Service hazards here, we can see here all the areas outlined here was already perfectly outlined here by the National Weather Service current hazards here. In this pink shading, you have the severe thunderstorm watch, tornado warnings are in effect, and the Pennsylvania one I showed you, then the one in Maryland, and the one in southern Georgia here. And then we also have Texas, a big outline of severe thunderstorm warnings and watches in the pink area, and then the excessive heat warning for southern Texas, Corpus Christi, Brownsville, Harlingen, Texas, all the way up through the Boot Hill country of Texas. Excessive heat, Houston, of course, and that's going to lead to some heat advisories here from Galveston, League City, Houston Bay, Victoria, Texas, over toward Beaumont, Lake Charles, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, you name it, Lafayette. Those parishes down there, heat advisories in effect on the Gulf. And that's pretty much it. The rest of the country is pretty quiet in terms of hazards. Some rivers are still elevated in the central plains, but that's to be expected. They had a lot of rain 2 days ago and a lot of severe weather, so they're getting a break on that deal as well. And that's what we have as far as the National Weather Service hazards here. So stay tuned to the Weather Guru for more podcast updates. Thank you for joining me, and take care.